Hello. Now is the time to talk about what I read in March, and I had a fantastic reading month. Dare I say they were all five-star reads, and um, even though there were so many things that I could have participated in March, I chose to go with Women's History Month. And so all of these were written by women and mostly about women. So, yeah, let's get started. I read We Refuse, A Forceful History of Black Resistance by Kelly Carter Jackson. She is an historian, and there are a couple of things that Dee Dee and I kept saying throughout this book. First of all, we think that it was not promoted like it should have been because this is fantastic, and we did not hear much about this book at all. And the other thing we kept saying is, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I have learned so much. And so, um, yeah, we highly recommend this. If you're into Black history or you want to know a different side of resistance, yeah, this is good. And I am participating in the 12 Lives Challenge, and that is where we read 12 biographies this year, put on by Raymond Williams, and I will link his information below. So if you want to know more about it, but I am reading as a part of the 12 Lives Challenge, I am adding Medgar and Merle. This was wonderful. The subtitle is Medgar Evers and the Love Story That Awakened America by Joy Ann Reed. This was wonderful. I learned so much about Mississippi history, Mississippi and the civil rights movement. It was so much more than Medgar and Merle Evers. Um, yes, it did talk about Emmett Till, but there was so much that happened in Mississippi that it just blew my mind reading this book. I highly recommend it if you're into history or African American history. It was great. And the next book that I'm including with the 12 Lives Challenge is The Rebellious Life of Mrs. Rosa Parks. What you learn about Rosa Parks in school, yeah, it's nothing. I mean, it's really nothing. I mean, um, and she sat down on the bus at the front of the bus and refused to give up, or refused to get up, I should say, not because she was tired. That is something that's said a lot, but that was not the case. Um, and I mean, her participation in the civil rights movement and all that she did and the person that she was, and um, yeah, this was great. If you want to know more about Mrs. Rosa Parks, I highly recommend this book. This was great history right here. And for my fiction book, I finished We Don't Talk About Carol by Kristen L. Berry. Um, there was so much talked about with this book, and I see why. This was fantastic. I had started this in January, I believe, and could not finish it for whatever reason. But I finished it in March, and this was a five-star read. This was a debut novel, and what everybody is saying about how great this is, yes, it's not predictable. And the ending, yeah, people just kept saying, wait till you get to the end. And I agree. I highly recommend this. It says in the back, on the back, it says in the early 1960s, six black girls from the same North Carolina neighborhood went missing. Only one of them was made a ghost. Um, so, yeah, I don't know what else to say. Read the book if you're into this. And there are not that many um, African American fiction books out there that center around missing African Americans. So, I highly recommend it. It's a 5-star read for me. Then I read a children's book about a Native American. This is Wilma's Way Home, The Life of Wilma Mankiller. And this was so good. I had never heard of this woman. And the artwork is great. You guys know that I read children's books sometimes. And it even talks about how she got her last name of Mankiller. Really interesting. So, yeah. Well, that's it. I had a pile of possibilities, and so I did not get to Beloved. I just didn't have really the desire to pick it up yet, so I didn't get to Beloved. I didn't get to Tony at Random. That was on my list of possibilities. Lincoln's Lady Spy Master. I'm really going to read this year, but I didn't get to it. And first, about Sandra Day O'Connor. An intimate portrait of the first woman Supreme Court Justice. I just didn't have time to get to it. But maybe I'll get to those at some point this year. Well, that's it. I had a fantastic reading month in March, and I'm looking forward to April. I now know my BookTube prize list of books, and so that'll be probably my next video to talk about what I'll be reading for BookTube prize in April. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.